Hey everybody, it's Hardy with Electronic Test Equipment, and today we're going to take a look at a Fluke 88. Now this is a Fluke 88, but this is a special version. This is a Fluke ET88DMM that was carried by Mac Tools. The Mac Tool trucks would show up at the different auto shops, and this was their Mac Tool stamped Fluke 88 multimeter out of the Mac Tool catalog. At any rate, today we're going to take a look at the display. I'm going to show you how to break this down and clean the elastomeric connector strips if you have a display that's faded or fading or is missing some segments. So this is going to be a step-by-step. So follow along as we open this thing up and get it cleaned up on the display side. First, we're going to turn it over. We're going to find the 3 screws that hold it together. Let's remove the screws and open it up. If you're wondering, this is the same as the Fluke 88 and the Fluke Matco 88. I'll have to get the part number for the Matco, but this is the Mac Tools Fluke 88 and it's got the ET88DMM. This was the catalog number for the Mac Tools catalog. So we've removed the screws. There was a screw missing, but there should be 3. So I've removed the 2 that were here. This one down here was already gone. This is a dust jacket that's supposed to be sealing the edges all the way around the meter. But what happened over the years, they didn't have a separate battery compartment, and it made it very tough or difficult to change the battery for the end user. It's just not convenient because you might have slippery hands. This might get slippery or oiled up in some way, and that's what causes it to kind of loosen up and get all flappy. But to open it up, you simply lift up on the bottom of the top case, and I usually hold it by the gasket to kind of hold it down. The gasket belongs to the bottom case. If you ever find a replacement part, like a new old stock bottom case, it comes with the gasket attached. The bottom case will always come like this. They have not manufactured any of these parts for several decades. Many decades. The display, we're not going to insert the battery. I'd taken that out earlier. So we've removed the top case, and now we're looking at the inside of the unit here. And if there were a 9-volt battery, here, we would disconnect the 9-volt battery, remove all power, and you see here, you see this? Now we know why that screw is missing. It's broken. Oh, see? It's the broken post from this side. Wow, looks like they're both broken. You can see a broken post here and a broken post on this side here. And that's what happens if you see missing screws. There might be a reason for that. So sometimes, even if you have a spare screw, there's one missing, you get a unit, you're kind of checking it out, visually inspect these sides, these underneath it first. I mean, it's not like you can break it anymore, I guess, but there might be a reason why a screw is missing. So this is the top case. And now we've got the unit exposed, the main PCB. We're going to lift up on the input connector and just lift it up and out. And I'll set these to the side. And now we're looking at the full unit. I'm going to remove the buttons. I always try to keep the buttons with the top case in place where they belong. So I'll reinsert them so I don't forget. So we're looking at the unit, and what we want to do is we want to get to the glass LCD display, and this LCD face mask is holding it in place. So we need to remove this. And if you could see this, it snaps over on the top here and the bottom, but to remove it, we're going to gently lift up on this side, on the top side, and we're just going to kind of pry it up and over. And once this side is free, then it will come right off. So we're going to take a flathead screwdriver. And these older plastic parts get pretty brittle, so you want to use caution. Always use caution. And we're just going to slightly just wedge it in a little bit, get a little bit of pressure on either side. We can hear it snapping, and it's coming up on its own. So now this is ready to just come off. And here we have the LCD with the old pink elastomeric connectors. So what we're going to do now is we are going to remove the LCD and the elastomeric connectors, and we're going to clean them with an alcohol pad. And once we've cleaned with the alcohol pad, we will reinsert. Now, somebody's mentioned before on one of my videos if we should be cleaning the PCB. For these older Fluke 80 series, it's a good idea to clean the main PCB, but I would advise against it. And the reason is because of this top case here. This top case has these tabs. You can see in these notches, has these tabs that snap into place. There's 4 of them. And these things break. They break easy. And this is strange. Never seen this. This display has some kind of warping. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Yeah, it is like a warping, as if it overheated or got into some heat and just bubbled up. At any rate, if a LCD display works, it works. If it doesn't, you've got to find some way to replace it if you want to keep that meter. And we all want to keep these meters. They last forever. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just lift the glass LCD display on either side. Just pry it, wiggle it until it comes loose. Again, this is glass, so you just want to be careful. It's very common for the pink elastomeric connectors to stick to the glass as it's removed, and you'll see something like this. This is normal. This is perfectly fine. We have access. So we have access to the LCD and the elastomeric connectors. And it's tough. It's tough to get in here, but if you can use a Q-tip or something to get in here and clean with the alcohol pad, that's what I would do. I would use even a flathead or something. Maybe it's better if it's non-metallic, but if you don't have a choice, just use something that will fit inside this wedge and use the alcohol pad and just kind of wipe it back and forth, and that'll clean the PCB side of things. So it's this slot here on top and this slot here on the bottom. It's the slots where these two pink elastomeric connectors go onto. So we've got the LCD and it has the elastomeric connectors. They come right off. These are just plastic rubberized connectors. I don't know if you could hear that, but you can hear it sticking. And if you look, we can see some carbon footprint on the glass. This, you could see the like trail of the dirt or dust or carbon, or I'm trying to get a good angle. I'm not sure if it's going to come through or not, but you'll be able to see on the pad, you'll be able to see when you use the pad how dirty it really is. And that's if you're missing segments and you know your LCD is fading. So we're going to open up this alcohol pad here. And I'm going to clean the elastomeric connectors first. We're just going to wipe along the top and the bottom. And since the top and the bottom are the same, we don't know which. It doesn't matter if you put these in upside down or not. Just give them a good cleaning. You can't really tell if it's real dirty or not, but it's okay for demonstration purposes. And now you all will know how to do a quick fix on your LCD display, and it's free. Or just about free if you have alcohol pads in your shop or in your workspace. Now that we've cleaned the connectors, we're going to clean the LCD itself. I can feel a chip right here on the top. I hope that's not cracked or broken, but I can feel it when I'm wiping it. So we're just cleaning the top and the bottom of the LCD. So we're ready to put it back together. Oh, okay. Here, let me demonstrate cleaning. Okay, I'm going to use a new alcohol pad and I'm going to clean inside of these slots to get the main PCB. I will show you how I do it, how I've done it in the past. I will slide it in here and use something that will fit and just slide it back and forth. I can feel it touching on the bottom there. I'll just scrape it along the bottom, back and forth. And we'll do this side. I'd much rather do it this way rather than unscrew this and remove these plastic parts, because they become brittle over the years and these little tabs will break so easy. At any rate, that should be good, nice and clean. So now let's reassemble. We're going to put the elastomeric connectors back into the slots. Followed by the LCD. Now you want to make sure you don't put it on upside down. The LCD, you want to make sure it's right side up. A lot of these older units don't have any indication. So if you're not able to find an indicator as to which side is the top or the bottom, you can get an angle just right in the light and you can read where the segments are, and you'll be able to determine that way. You'll see an indicator, and it will let you know, okay, this is the right side up. So we're going to put it in like so, followed by this LCD mask. These LCD masks are always tricky on these units because you're dealing with glass or older units, and sometimes you think and you know, just use caution. Just be careful. Pay attention. Make sure when you're going over this unit, it might be a good practice to go kind of use equal pressure on the top and the bottom, and then just press down. If it's not going down right away, maybe don't force it too much. Kind of shift the glass a little bit, because what we're trying to do here, this has to snap over the glass, but we don't want to break the glass. You break the glass, you're hosed. Okay. It feels nice and solid and snapped into place. So now we're ready to put it back into the bottom case. So we just put it back in the case here. Everything's kind of self-guiding. Now for the 9-volt battery, the power source, power supply. I'm going to snap this into place. And now for the button. The button switch assembly, followed by the top case. The top case, use slight pressure, and then you want to listen for the snap at the top. And that's how you know that it's nice and secured and assembled correctly. Before we screw anything back in, let's power it on and check the display and make sure everything looks fine. Also, this is a good time to make sure you didn't forget anything, like the buttons or the face mask or anything else, because you don't want to reassemble everything and you forgot something and then now you got to take it apart again. So now we're going to power it back on, and let's get a good angle on this one here. Now that everything is nice and clean, we're looking for a nice, clean, clear display. Looks good. As you remember, when I disassembled this, there was some bubbling on this LCD. It still functions. It seems faded, but that's just the angle. See, if I tilt it this way, maybe that's a better angle to get a good sense. But this is a nice, clean, clear display, and that's what we're looking for. So mission accomplished. Everything worked out fine. I hope you found this helpful. I hope this fixes your faded or fading or ghosting LCD on your Fluke meter, specifically on your Fluke 88. Feel free to reach out with any comments or concerns. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments section, and I'll do my best to accommodate. Also, if you're looking for parts, check out the description. So that's all for this video. I'm Hardy with Electronic Test Equipment. and I will catch you all on the next video. Take care, everybody.